Hey everybody, happy Wine Wednesday. Kevin and Robin here. It is officially summer, and so we are featuring some summery wines.
I think it's just summer today, though.
Only today.
Yeah, it's just today. It's only for the next 8 hours, and then we're back to rainy weather for a couple of days. But the weekend looks okay.
It does.
Checked. Saturday looks okay. Sunday looks
Sunday's
good.
great.
So yeah, if you're planning a little barbecue on Sunday, we might have a little info for you. So
Absolutely.
I'm going to pour a little bit of this Spinning Top Sauvignon Blanc, which just came back into stock this week, which is great because it's always one of our most popular New Zealand wines.
Nothing says summer like a little Sauvignon Blanc on the patio.
Right? Yeah, it's just that nice, fresh, crisp, easy drinking white wine that everybody loves. It's not complicated. This one, I like that it has a little more of that sort of, I don't know, it's less of that grassiness.
Yeah.
You know me, I don't like those green flavors so much, but this for me has a bit more of that like pink grapefruit and some of that sort of fresher, more, I don't know, citrusy note to it. What do you
Totally.
think?
I couldn't agree more. I think a lot of us have that conception because a lot of Sauvignon Blanc production from New Zealand does have that herbaceous quality to it, right? And this one in particular is a little bit softer. This is coming from the two brothers from the Antmore lineup, so a little bit more famed winery. You might have seen it in the shop before. And then they created a second label called the Spinning Top to just have a little play on some really approachable styles of Sauvignon Blanc and Pinot Noir, New Zealand's two most popular varietals.
Yeah, I mean, it's no secret, Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand can be challenging, and the problem that I have with it sometimes is that the first sip kind of gives you everything, and then like the next sip and the next sip, it's just a little bit too much of the same flavor, which is why this one kind of jumped out to me, because I do find it a little more subtle, a little more drinkable, a little more, a little more elegant, and it has definitely more of those like crisper, fresher like flavors that I think make this the kind of wine you can just sit on the patio and just crush.
Yeah, it's not overcomplicated. It doesn't need anything with it. Just enjoy it.
It's not going to put up much of a fight, right? Once you get the twist top off, you're off to the races.
And then they're doing a bit of Pinot Noir as well.
Yeah, I'm excited for this because I haven't had this wine in a long time, and I remember thinking it was pretty good value.
Wow.
There you go. What are the prices on these guys?
So the white goes for $24.95 and the Pinot Noir is $29.95, which is pretty approachable and pretty great for Pinot Noir. A lot of it comes in at a much higher price point.
Yeah, I mean, finding great value Pinot is always a mission for us, and it's fun to have some of these New Zealand styles because they are a little bit different than what you get out of France or what you get out of California, right? There's a little New Zealand signature to these wines. They're going to be a little bit lighter in color. For me, you get some more of those like kind of cranberry, some of those like spicy notes to it. Like it's definitely a different style. If you're thinking Pinot Noir and that sort of riper, kind of sweeter California style, this is definitely not it, right?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that has to do with the climate and where it's grown, and New Zealand in general just has a lot of those cooling maritime influences, right? So it really changes that profile. He uses just a little touch of oak, which adds that like warmth and baking spice to it and kind of softens it up a bit.
You get a sense of the oak, but it doesn't overpower it, right? You get a little bit of that like sort of richness, and it kind of cuts a bit of the acidity and gives you like a little more weight in the back. I really like this for $29.95. It's New Zealand Pinot, probably average price is mid-30s, so it's a good price point. And
Summer red for sure.
There you go. And you got a little pack going this week. Is this? Are you thinking about summer already and barbecuing?
We are. I'm always thinking about barbecuing though.
Me too. Yeah, I'd like to be thinking about it more, but
the rain stopped you.
Maybe this will help.
Yeah, we actually did 6 reds in a summer pack, which might seem a little unusual. Generally at this time of year I'm pushing out the whites and the rosés, but some of us still just want to enjoy a glass of red wine, and there's a lot of our red wines that we can even chill down a little bit.
Yeah.
So we threw in some Gamay, we've got this Pinot in here, 1 liter of Zweigelt. Nothing says Tuesday night wine like a 1 liter of Zweigelt, if you ask me.
I love this wine. This wine has a great story in the sense that Schneider only sells this in the restaurant in Austria and nowhere else except for here, because we kind of browbeat them to sell us a little bit of this, so they had to make this label just for us. They didn't have like sort of a fancy bottle for it, but ignore this overly simplistic packaging. What's behind the label is actually really interesting wine. I think it's Zweigelt. It's kind of like Pinot Noir. It's not a real heavy wine. It's a great one to chill down a little bit and just sort of throw back in the backyard. It's super friendly with all kinds of food. Totally. It's unique. Like the flavors are really fun, and it's just a really chuggable red wine for what $23 for a
23
liter.
bucks for a liter of wine. I
You know when
mean,
you want that last
just go
glass
for
and the
it.
bottle's empty? Not with this wine, it's still there. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's a real favorite of mine, and I love it. A Gamay from the Savoie, which is super fun too. Again, it's a wine that you can chill down a little bit, right? It's kind of like, you know, same grape as you see in Beaujolais, but the Savoie expression is a little different.
It is, yeah. Pours even a little bit lighter than your kind of basic Beaujolais Village. It's a little hint of like savoriness behind it, a little bit more floral. It's really, really pretty wine. And then of course we threw in some Beaujolais to counter that as well, so you can see
Yeah.
the two different styles.
You can have a Gamay off in the
Oh.
backyard, right? And get to know it a little better. What else you got in there? You got a little bit of the Laplace Mataran?
We did, so a little Tanat to go with your barbecue. Anything grilled coming off there, that's going to be the way to go. And then of course the Babu Reserva, little Portuguese blend. This actually has a little
Great
bit of
value.
that Alicante Bichette in it as well. But again, great with grilled meats. So that's going to be the way to go.
Kind of got the barbecue covered. And what's that going to run me for 6 of those plus a little extra in the
Plus
liter?
a little extra, all for $129.
Whew, that's a good deal.
That's what I'm saying.
I can't do the math that fast, but that seems like a pretty good deal. And these guys are both on 24, 29. These will be open all weekend.
Yeah.
And hey, we'll probably open some of these too if you pop in. So hopefully you can come down and see us. Anything else?
That's about it.
All right.